Soline's Silver Spokes. The sun peeked over the rooftops of Paris, painting the chimney pots in shades of honey and rose. Soline adjusted her helmet with a click. Today was the day. Her bicycle, with its silver spokes and a bright red bell, was polished and ready. Her grandfather, Pascal, checked the air in the tires one last time. "Are you ready for a grand tour, Soline?" he asked with a wink. With a gentle push, they were off. The cobblestones hummed beneath their wheels like a happy cat. Soline pedaled hard, her pigtails dancing in the breeze. As they turned the corner, the great Iron Lady appeared. The Eiffel Tower reached high into the blue sky, looking like a giant lace pyramid. "Look, Pascal," Soline shouted over the chime of her bell. "It's even bigger than in my dreams." Their journey led them to a street that smelled like butter and sugar. A shop with a striped awning stood on the corner. This was the boulangerie. Pascal slowed his bicycle to a stop. "A bicycle ride in Paris requires fuel," he said, patting his pockets for a few coins. The windows were filled with golden croissants and towers of colorful treats. Inside, the air was warm and dusty with flour. Soline was given a job of great importance. The baker handed her a baguette so long and so crusty that it poked out of her arms. It was warm against her chest and smelled like a cozy Sunday morning. Soline held it carefully, making sure not to nibble the end, at least not yet. Outside, Pascal was busy preparing the transport. He had a large wicker basket on the front of his vintage green bicycle. Carefully, he tucked a small box tied with a silken ribbon into the corner of the basket. "Macarons for later," he whispered. He made sure there was a perfect spot right next to the box for Soline's giant loaf of bread. They pedaled toward the river Seine, where the water moved slowly like a ribbon of silk. Boats with flat decks glided past, and the people on board waved to the girl on the blue bike. Soline waved back with one hand, ringing her bell, ring ring, to say hello to the river and the clouds. Near a stone bridge, they saw an artist named Hugh. He sat on a small wooden stool with a wooden board on his lap. He was dabbing bright yellow paint onto a canvas. Pascal hopped off his bike to say hello. They had been friends for many years, and they often shared stories about the city. Hugh turned to Soline and held out a brush. "Would you like to add the finishing touch?" he asked. Soline took the brush with a steady hand. She dipped it into a glob of blue paint and added a tiny, swirling dot to the corner of the painting. "A perfect sky," Hugh declared, bowing low to the young artist. The afternoon sun began to dip, turning the sky into a bowl of orange sherbet. They pedaled to a park filled with blooming flowers. They sat on a green bench to finally eat their treasures. The baguette was crunchy, and the macarons were as sweet as a song. Soline watched a carousel spin nearby, its wooden horses rising and falling in the golden light. As the first stars blinked awake, the Eiffel Tower suddenly burst into 1,000 twinkling lights. It sparkled like a giant diamond in the dark. Soline and Pascal turned their bicycles toward home, their shadows stretching long behind them on the stone path. "Paris is magic on two wheels," Soline whispered, and the silver spokes of her bicycle hummed in agreement.